Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Mastery system. And the word of the day is shutdown. So since Monday, I've been in what I call empathic distress, or as I was saying the other day, experiencing empathic PMS. And I've been going in and out of these periods of like a sense of foreboding and a sense of uneasiness, like there is a disturbance in the force. And as a result, there have been a number of times where I've been finding myself just spinning my wheels, and I'll start doing something and the next thing I know I'm like, what was it that I was doing? But in general, just sort of noticing that I'm getting really bogged down, that my energy is low, that I am getting distracted very easily. Now, I was realizing that this quality, the way that I've been feeling this week, this was how it used to be for me pretty much all the time. Basically from the age of like 5 or 6 until I was in my mid to late 30s at the very least, and things started to improve once I started to get into my later 30s. And as I got older, things got better and better, especially as I continued to develop all of the tools that I use in the Empathic Mastery system. And so honestly, I had kind of forgotten how hard it can be when we're wide open as an empath and picking up stuff that we can't even identify or name. But this week I got a taste of it. And I was thinking about how for so many of us, there's basically 3 ways we respond to fear. We either fight it, we flee it, or we freeze around it. And the fighters are the ones who are going to get right in your face. They're usually going to be angry about something and they're just going to confront it head on. The fleers are the ones who are just going to run away from something, and just so procrastination and avoidance is not uncommon with the fleers. But when it comes to the freezers, a lot of times what happens is we hit these places of total overwhelm and then we just shut down. And a lot of times we may be in the middle of doing something and then all of a sudden we're just at a grinding halt. And this week for me has definitely been one of those weeks where I've been finding myself coming to a grinding halt. Now, fortunately, I have a lot more tools than I used to have, and thankfully for things like Rescue Remedy and also for other highly sensitive empathic friends, I checked in and I know that this is not just me, that a lot of people I've been speaking to have been feeling very sensitive this week and have been feeling a sense of uneasiness, like there is definitely some kind of disruption in the field. But I've also noticed the fact that there have been times where I'm just shutting down. And I can honestly say I'm incredibly grateful that this is not how I function all the time anymore. This is actually pretty rare. But I'm also grateful that I kind of got a taste of it just to remind me how intense it can really be when we are an empath with no protection and when we're picking up stuff that is so much bigger than ourselves. So my question for you right now is, I've got a couple questions. First off, have you been sensing something? Have you been feeling uneasy? Does it feel like there's something that's been sort of disruptive or uncomfortable or even anxiety producing for you, but you know it doesn't really correlate with what's going on in your life? Or maybe there's this sense of something's not quite right, but you can't even put your finger on it. So I'd love to hear if you've also been sort of in that state where you've been feeling like something's coming. The other question I've got for you is, where do you fall within this response of fight, flight, or freeze? Are you a fighter? Are you a runner? Or are you somebody who just shuts down when you get overwhelmed or you are faced with something that's bigger than you can handle? And with the awareness of this, what could you do differently? So I would love to hear what you have to say about all of this. Please leave a comment below. And until next word of the day, which may be tomorrow, maybe another day, especially if I'm staying shut down like I am right now, I'm wishing you peace, and I am wishing you ease, and I am wishing you the grace to recognize when that fear response is running your butt, is driving your bus, and as controlling the response, and that you are in a place of fight, flight, or freeze. So, in the meantime, I would be eternally grateful for your help to get this video out into the world. Please like it, please share it, please pass it along to other friends who would find it useful. And if you're interested in learning more about where you fall on the highly sensitive empathic spectrum, then please go to empathicwoman.com and take my What's Your Empathic Type quiz to find out where you fall in this and to get a few tools for how you might be able to deal with it. So, until later, peace.